Hello, Anthropology of Religion students. Today what I want to talk to us about is the idea of the United States being a Christian nation. Our reading this week is going to be one in which we read a letter called Letter to a Christian Nation, assuming that the audience will see the United States as such. So in order to talk about that, I wanted us to kind of revisit these ideas of emic and etic and how we participate in things. A friend of mine once taught a guest lecture in one of my religion courses, and she opened up the conversation by asking the students to discuss what it is that they think qualifies as being a Christian. She set up that example by asking students to imagine that an alien had come down from outer space and had asked one of you, what is it that makes these people Christians? What she was getting at is that the answers could be very, very different. This would depend on if you practice Christianity or not. This would depend on what kind of Christianity. Some people might consider Mormons Christians, while others don't. I've often heard students talk about the idea of Catholicism, and they'll say, oh, no, that person's Catholic, not Christian. But to the Catholic, they might feel they are Christian. So as we've kind of sorted through what exactly we think the definition of Christianity is, and we think about etic and emic, meaning etic is where you are outside looking in on a group, and emic is when you're in that group participating, we'll see that Christianity has very different experiential properties depending on your position. So for those of you who practice Christianity, you probably have very specific ideas of what Christianity is. I often find that many practicing Christians don't consider the United States to be a Christian nation, and in fact often consider that Christianity is marginalized or somehow likely to be persecuted. Whereas those outside of Christianity might consider that the United States is a Christian nation and often don't see that as a good thing. And these are some battlegrounds that we're seeing very loudly drawn in the time that we're living in right now. I would like to say that from an etic standpoint, getting a little bit more objective than subjective, if I think about what exactly it would mean to be a participant in Christianity, I might consider the following. When you and I talk in our everyday language, we're going to reference certain words that kind of decry the Christian heritage that came into forming the United States as we know it. We might say things like, oh my God, instead of, oh my goddess, or oh gods. We might see that someone tells someone, go to hell, rather than having some kind of a conversation where we might see other outcomes from other belief systems being represented. We often find that when we are asking someone what they believe in, we refer to the Christian dichotomy of do you believe in God or not? We rarely ask if you believe in ancestors or spirits or other kinds of guides. So as we go into this reading, I would like you, for the sake of argument, to try to take that etic perspective, zoom out, whether that's zooming out as if you were an alien looking at the United States, or if you were way down the line of history, looking back at the time that we live in. And again, for the sake of argument, sort of agree that we are going to treat the United States as a Christian nation for the sake of the following reading that we have this week. Thanks.